Well, let's do this. It's interviews from the pit. I'm Graves, sitting down once again with, last time we talked I called you Heavy Metal Legends. That seems played out. Heavy Metal Paragon? I don't know. Whatever you prefer. Heavy Metal Overlord. Let's go something. I'm sitting down with Max Cavalera. How you feeling today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Good to be here.
It's awesome. Pretty easy, because I asked you a lot of the basic, like, who is Max Cavalera questions the last time. Now I just got some about the album, about the tour, about just stuff, some pretty softball ones. Starting off, the new album, Ritual, been out for like a little less than a year, which is probably some good time to get some, feedback, a lot of what people have been saying. It's the 11th Soulfly album. A couple of reviews, more than that it popped out to me, have called this old school Cavalera sound. I just wanted to ask, face to face, what do you think that means? What's the old school Cavalera sound, in your opinion?
I think it's pretty close to what the album came out like. I think it was the record was a bit like a reflection of 20 years of Soulfly, so it was a bit like had some influences from the beginning and stuff like Ritual, and then my own taste came across the record in some thrash parts, some death metal part, even some black metal parts on Blood on the Street, Under Rapture with Ross from Immolation, one of my favorite tracks. Dead Behind the Eyes, we had Randy from Lamb of God. It's a cool record, it's a sick record. I like the record a lot. I think it's still very fresh to me to play the stuff of Ritual. We've been playing 5 songs on this tour, and it's great. But I'm really looking forward to the next Soulfly. So
it's been a year and a half. If you don't put out one soon, you're gonna get rusty.
Yeah,
it's the timeline, right?
Yeah.
It's cool that you mentioned Randy and a couple of the other guys, because that's my next question. Soulfly is no stranger to guest musicians or collaborations. Your Wikipedia page of collaborations looks like a phone book. And I think I asked you something along these lines last time, and you kind of gave me just like hang out with people and then record with them, who I want to record with. But since then, it's been a couple of years. Is there anyone that you are dying to work with in the future, as of right now? Anybody who's like out there, maybe a younger band or somebody you've never worked with that you're just kind of like, I want to collab with?
Right. I just kind of let the record point me in the direction of the guests that I'm gonna get. It's kind of weird, but that's how it works. It's not really well thought out that before. I mean, I have my own personal bucket list of people I really like to work with. That includes guys like Tom Warrior from Triptychon and Rob Halford. Even some you can have even bigger names like Ozzy or some but yeah, it's cool. I think I love the collaboration. I like a lot of the new bands too. Been listening to a lot of the new stuff like Carnation, Akrot, and Gate Creeper, and I love all that. So anything like that can pop out on a Soulfly record. It'd be great. And then also the other stuff I've been listening to, like a lot of old school black metal, like Immortal, stuff like that is great. I really enjoying that a lot. So I keep my mind open, like a song with Abbat would have been cool,
Yeah.
I love all of it, man. It's cool. There's a lot of awesome guys out there still, and I'm sure that when the time comes, when the record is being done, I'll find the right guy, and it'll be always like all the old collaborations are always cool.
Well, we're such a community in metalheads, I'm sure anybody who asked, hey, Max Cavalera wants to do a song for the Soulfly album, would probably jump at the option. It's cool that you mentioned Immortal too, because I definitely heard that when I listened through Ritual.
Yeah, it's stuff I listen to on my off time. I was listening to Mellocash right now.
I was gonna ask. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I that's what I do with my free times. Listen to music,
Well, metal's never not interesting. That was something that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
My next question, and this is another one. It's a callback to the last interview you did, because I think around that time, Zion had just started as a touring drummer. I think it was the Nailbomb show, the tour that when you were playing Nailbomb album. and I think he had just started drumming, but now he's officially got a album with him. What's it like? What's it like with bringing your son into Soulfly?
It's really cool. It's kind of like a dream of mine. When they were born, I was always hoping that they'll get into music and so we can be connected to the music. And here we are. We're doing it now, man. It's great, and I think Zion brings also a lot of energy and really kind of young spirit, kind of like the fresh blood, hunger that's really cool in musicians that I see. His excitement is really great. We're in a really good point right now, the band. I think all the musicians in Soulfly, we're clicking really good. The set list is killer. We're just enjoying it.
My next question about Zion, because Igor is also on the album too. He does a couple of backing vocals on the song, I think I read.
Yeah, feedback.
I got a question. I will get to feedback because I have questions about that song too. But with Igor and Zion both working on this album, what's Lottie Kong up to? Do you know anything?
Yeah, actually, Zion's actually just drumming for Soulfly. Igor has a new band called Healing Magic, which is really cool. We took them to Europe to open for Cavalera Conspiracy, and they did great. So it's kind of cool, I think it was getting to be too much for Zion, maybe being two bands, so it'd be better for him just to be in Soulfly, and his brother does something on his own, which is really cool. So yeah, they're still doing music, and Igor's still making books. He's on his third book right now.
That's cool.
Which is crazy.
That's awesome. I didn't even know he was writing books. That's
cool.
Like
Stephen King style.
Awesome. Are we any step closer to a Maximum Cavalera family band situation, such as the Partridge Family or the Brady Bunch?
Well, we did a tour, Cavalera.
Talk about a band or like an album where just it's all your family together.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. We could do it for sure. We got the
got enough talent.
You got the talent and but yeah, family's crazy, man. As you know, you can't force those things. If it happens, it'll be cool. It'll be fun, But I just let things happen naturally.
I think there's enough people out there that would freak out for a Maximum Cavalera album. But I'll move on. Enough talking about the album. I want to talk a little about the tour, because this tour lineup is kind of interesting to me. Specifically, Skinflint, the band from Botswana. How long have they been on the tour? How did they get involved? And did you have any say in that?
Well, a little bit. We kind of have. We picked Talks Holocaust, of course, which I thought was great.
I love them.
Yeah,
excellent choice.
Yeah, our booking agent had a list of bands, and they were one of my favorite on that list. I was like, I hope they can do it. Being a fan. No, I have not. No, never met Joe personally, but he mastered the Cavalera record, the last one.
No, yeah, I've heard he's been doing more of that. He mastered Lord Dying's last album.
Yeah, he's good with that mixing, mastering. He's all around good guy, and they're awesome. Awesome 3-piece simplicity trash, stripped to the bones, no gimmick, no bullshit, just straight up. What you see is what you get, and I love that about them. And
they work so hard.
And this is the perfect tour for them, I think, because they get to play for more people. We get to play for more people. A lot of the shows are sold out and real packed, and it's been really good. And as far as the other bands, it's kind of, we just try to give somebody a chance, newer bands to jump on this. Booking agent kind of contacts them, but they are from Botswana. We played with them last year. Skinflint, they were part of the tour, so they're back for a little more.
When we talk about opportunity, it's got to be a huge opportunity for a band from Africa to tour the U.S. with Soulfly.
Yeah, it's great. It's good exposure, and we also always give some space for opener bands from the cities,
Oh, sure.
Local.
Oh, yeah.
So we had tons of really good locals on this tour all across the U.S. and in Canada.
We mentioned a couple of our local bands. We have a local show on a radio station too. We were like, hey, Soulfly's got kind of a lot of local bands at the show. Get out here. Support the whole scene.
So it's cool, man. I like that. I like that because it keeps the spirit of the underground alive, and they're kind of like giving a chance to the opening band. I was given a chance when we were first started, so now it's my turn to give it back,
It's our community, man. It's the metalhead, the brotherhood. I recently read an article in Kerrang, and I won't ask you to break it all down because we'd be here all day, but it was basically you explaining the instrumental Soulfly tracks that end every single Soulfly album, the self-titled tracks. Anyone listening to this right now, I would encourage to go read this because I was fascinated by just like what went into. I love instrumental songs.
Yeah. And
Soulfly is a band that's always done unique and really strange instrumentals. I just kind of wanted to ask, what is the process when you're like, oh, we got to do another instrumental track? What would be cool to jam out to this time? Because I think you had like a saxophone on Ritual.
On Ritual, yeah. It started as an accident, kind of on the first album. We didn't even know it was recorded. We were just jamming outside, and it was like a beautiful piece, very spiritual and very melodic. And the producer recorded, played it back to us, and we're like, well, let's turn this into a song. And I call it Soulfly. And then Soulfly 2, I went with the same idea, but there was a little bit less accident this time. I knew I was going to make an instrumental. And I decided to turn them into a trademark. Every album will have it, And the challenge is to make them as interesting as they can be all the time. And it's hard, but we keep trying new ways.
Yeah, they've never sounded the same.
No, yeah, and it's a lot of the other stuff I listen on the outside of metal, because I listen to a lot of other kinds of music. So there's, a lot of Dead Can Dance, Peter Gabriel, Paul Simon, like the other shit I listen to that's not metal, that influences that kind of like soundtrack. Because I think they're kind of like soundtrack songs. They're almost like soundscape. They're good for driving and shit like that, I didn't know how many people are gonna like them, but I didn't care. It's like one of those things I just want to do it just because it sounds like fun, and it's totally different. Now we break down to put the distortion away. It just come clean.
Yeah, for real.
And just play with some melodic notes. But I like instrumental bands, like stuff like Russian Circles and stuff like that. It's great, man. It's really cool.
My ex-girlfriend would have freaked out to hear you mention Russian Circles. It's like her favorite band. But that's going back to like the roots era of Sepultura too, like the different kind of instruments and stuff. And that's what a lot of Soulfly tracks have always had. That really
we had
unique style.
I think it was Archangel. We had the Duduk from Armenia.
Yeah,
the guy play it. There's been one with violin. Last one has saxophone, so I'm like the next one I gotta really try. There's a lot of instruments left. So there'll never be a shortage of instruments.
Yeah, you probably got like 1% of all existent instruments on Soulfly albums so far.
So we end up using all of them by the end of it.
Oh man. A couple questions left. We're cruising through this. I want to get back to the new album because I was listening through Ritual and I was shocked to hear the second to last track, Feedback, because I had never heard that Motorhead song before. And then I looked it up and realized that it wasn't in fact a Motorhead song. It was an original song that you wrote that just sounds like Lemmy could have wrote it. And I want it, so I just... What's the deal with that song? Well, when you were writing it, it's because I was so fascinated by this Soulfly album, and then suddenly it's like, wow, that is a throwback speed metal 80s Motorhead track. Well, it was cool.
Being a student of metal like I am, we all learn from Motorhead, as our teachers, Lemmy was like, our big teacher, and it was a challenge. I had the riff that sounded a lot like the Iron Fist mixed with Ace of Spades, a little bit of High on Fire, with the ending that sounds a bit kind of like New York hardcore, like Romags and Leeway, Sick of It All. So it felt fun. It's like fun. It was a fun thing to do. and the lyrics all about the road. You know, it's like life on the road, and throw some humor in there, like venue smells like rot. You know, because when you pull in a venue and it smells like slow decay in there.
Sounds like a Motorhead line. That sounds like a line from We Are the Road Crew. You know? Like
yeah, it's definitely influenced by We Are the Road Crew. Yeah. And the life on the road, which I think is fascinating. This life on the road that we live. We were like nomads, you know, going from city to city and pillaging, you know, and it's great, man. You know, it's really cool, and so I wanted to do a song about that, and my son Igor sings on it too. His line is really cool. Broken bottles, stage dive, no glamour. It's like about the real thing, you know. But yeah, it was fun, but it's all about being students of metal, you know, and learning from the gods.
The fun really comes through on it. It definitely sounds, because I say it's like a Soulfly album, and then it's like something that doesn't sound like Soulfly, and I would hope that a lot of listeners kind of got that same vibe too. But still, it's like, oh well, that's clearly Cavalera and Co. But
I'm a huge fan of different types of metal, you know, like a huge fan of the early new wave of British heavy metal, stuff like Satan, Angel Witch. Yeah, I'm working right now.
We already mentioned Tom G. Warriors.
Yeah, you know, all that era, you know, was great. Like Tigers of Pantang, and you know, people don't even know these names anymore. And it's kind of cool. I'm kind of dorky like that. I'm like I said, like I'm a student of metal. You know, I love it so much. I study it. I make compilations for myself. You know, on Spotify. Nobody knows about them, you know, but yeah, it's fun, man. You know, it's metal is a lot of fun.
Yeah, metal is a lot of fun. It brings me to my last question, and if you are not at liberty to discuss it, this is totally fine. But last year, because I am a uber big fan, I made a note of it. Last year, you were on record of saying we can expect new songs from Killer Be Killed in 2020. Are there any updates at all?
Nah, we're still trying just to put it together. Yeah, it's real hard because everybody's so busy, you know.
I do guess they've been working a lot, those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on tour a lot. Troy's on tour a lot, and even although Greg is not in Dillinger anymore, he also keeps it pretty busy. But yeah, eventually we'll get it done, man. You know, sometime.
Well, at least
it will come.
At least I can still hold out hope for it.
When I tell you what, when it comes, it's gonna be f***ing killer, because everything we do is with passion and love, and I think whenever we do the Killer Be Killed record, it's gonna be amazing, even better than the first one.
Well, yeah, it's going to be killer. It's going to be Killer Be Killed. It's going to be. Well, if you're sitting down with Max Cavalera, this is Interviews from the Pit. Max, thank you again so much. Anything you'd like to say to the audience? Anything you'd like to just...
I want to just thank all the fans for being so cool, come and party with us and hang out, and either buying drum heads that I paint, or just being part of the tribe on the pit, or stage diving, or whatever you do, and come in and say hi in the end of the set, on the meet and greets, or just being a fan that just loves the music. And I can't thank you enough. It's awesome to get up there on the stage every night and share the passion of metal with the fans. It's amazing.
Well, I would also like to thank the fans now, because that's true. But yeah, Max, once again, from one scholar of metal to another, thank you so much. Have a killer show tonight, man.
All right, brother. Thank you.